What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna give Immortals of Aveum a try. Now, I'm probably pronouncing that very wrong, but hey, I'm not great at pronouncing things most of the time. But the Steam Deck, unfortunately, failed to play this game. It would get you all the way to the loading screen. You'd press A to log in. One time I got it to actually pop up with the window, but it was all like distorted and like off-center and weird, so I couldn't actually type in it. So I was like, oh, well, let's just back out, try again. But then after that, it just started crashing over and over again. Every time you hit A, it would either come up with like acid trip mode, where the EA launcher, the little thing for you to sign in should be, or it would just straight up crash the desktop and say, no, you get no game. So the only time that screen actually popped up to where I could somewhat see it, it was still so distorted it was impossible. So couldn't play that game and test it on the Steam Deck yet. Hopefully it'll get like a playable badge in a couple days and I'll be able to test it out then. But let's see if the Ally can actually play it, or if it's gonna do something like, oh, well, you don't got the right drivers, so we're not gonna let you play. Although I don't think I really ever played a game that didn't let me play because of drivers. It'll just tell you, hey, or certain games will tell you, hey, what are you doing? You've got outdated drivers. This isn't gonna work very well for you. And it just lets you know things might not work well for you. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's try to hook it up to the capture repeater. Probably won't work. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that real quick, because if I don't, it'll shut the screen off and then my camera will get all messed up and unfocused, and nobody wants that. But anyway, like I was saying, we'll try to hook it up to the capture repeater. It'll probably fail, so we'll probably be coming back over here. But either way, let's go try to hop into the game, and if we can hop into the game, we'll look at some settings and get a little gameplay. Well, alright, after a little bit of struggling, we finally got into the game. And we're gonna start off here on Ultra. Well, first, display. Now, oh, there we go. This probably will not work, but we're gonna try it with no FSR on Ultra. We're gonna get like 9 FPS. So I'm basically just doing this to see if it crashes, which it probably will. So we probably won't even be able to get any gameplay, but it's gonna be stupid gameplay anyway. No one should be playing a game like this on an Ally at Ultra at 1080p. It's just not going to happen. That's not what this thing was for. But I figure, let's just for fun, try it out real quick just to show you how bad it is. And then we'll work our way down until we actually get to some playable. Well, that's about what I thought would happen. So, let's go and see if high is actually uncrashable and actually playable. Probably still not, so we'll probably have to like start at medium or just low. Although this might just be like Remnant, and no matter what, it might just crash over and over again no matter what you do. Unless you run everything like on low with FSR and all these other things. And then people still inform me it still crashes after a while. But let's go try high. Well, now we're going to try high, which in all honesty probably still won't work and will still crash before I can even get through the beginning video and show you any gameplay. But just showing you guys, I did change the settings. But judging though that we're getting 10 FPS in the menu, this is still probably going to be absolute garbage. So, let's go try it out though. Gotta be thorough after all. Alright guys, so just checking out this beginning intro area thing here again, because I didn't even get through this the last time on Ultra. I wanted to get through this and then at least walk around a little and try and find combat, because combat isn't where you get the most stutters and abrupt frames, but considering we can't even get 20 FPS with a guy standing almost still just talking on stage as part of a play, then I don't think we're going to get very playable FPS even if we could get through this, you know?
That's not a word.
Declaring the Magni of their order now vanish.
Damn, you think Sandrak really talks like that?
I'm concentrating.
Maybe he bores his enemies to death.
I'm
Hidden from the faces of the
concentrating.
Princess Blood, but line.
But I am not.
But I am not the man content to simply wonder.
I am. I'm wondering every third word.
Distracted. Go, go, go.
No one cares about Arsene Norman.
Hold it up.
Sandrak's coming our way.
Well, that's a distraction. Alright, this is where it crashed last time. Right here.
wait up. Luna.
Oh. Yep, same exact, well, it got, to be perfectly honest, 3 seconds farther this time before it crashed. So, yet again, high ain't gonna work, but hey, still for fun and science. So, now let's go tone her down to medium and try again. Alright guys, so, I've toned everything down to low at 1080p with no FSR, but we're still only getting like 13 FPS in the menu, and the game told me you're gonna have a subpar experience. So, expect to still have a subpar experience. So, let's try to see if we can get through the beginning opening sequence again. Probably not. Alright guys, so here we go again. We're going to try to see if we can't get through this frickin' thing here. At least we're dancing around the 30 FPS mark now. So there's that. Still dropping down now, down to the low 20s, so still not playable. And remember, this is just an opening little sequence. This game's big problem, from what I hear, is combat. Lots of combat drop frames. Probably from all the particle effects. Kind of like what happened in, God, what was that game? Ghostwire Tokyo? That game would have some random stutter too when you use all the cool effects. Though at least in my case it would do it like once and then that was it. It like had to load in the effect, and after that it wouldn't really be a problem anymore. But this game seems to just drop them no matter what all the time, from what I was seeing. Yeah, we're still getting like 16 FPS. Which isn't the worst thing in the world while you're basically just watching a video, but try moving around at 16 FPS.
I'm wondering every third word.
Distracted. Go, go, go.
And now we're up into the 20s again. Down into the 17s.
Got it. Let's go.
Yeah, I think the problem is it has to give all of its power to the GPU to try to run, and then the CPU is sitting there at like 1 gigahertz.
Hey, wait up.
I think that might be what my problem is. Or, my thing could be broken. Maybe my Ally is just a broken pile of garbage. I don't know, but yep, just at the same spot. This is probably where it would click over to controllable. It crashes instantly again. So, let's go try turning FSR on, but I doubt that'll make a difference. Well, alright guys. So now we're going to try 1080p base. These things on, but who really cares? It's not like we're going to ever get close to our 120 limit anyway, but we'll turn that off now that I noticed that. But we're going to try FSR Quality. Probably won't work. Yes. Hit the changes, and then we're just running the game on low. Because it couldn't even run native on anything higher than that, and it's still telling me, hey, you're going to have a shit experience. Because everything you have on this thing is too trash to play this game, pretty much. But there you go. So, now, let's go hop in the game and see if FSR makes any difference. I doubt it will, but hey, if it doesn't, we'll just skip 1080p altogether and go and drop it down to 720 and see if that's at all any different. Well, alright guys. Let's try out some low graphics settings with some FSR. Seeing as though games are supposed to be all upscaled now. Seems like no game anymore can ever be played without upscaling. And we're at least getting playable FPS now, ish. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. We're going to drop under 30 by 28, 29. That's still not what I would call the end of the world. Even 27 isn't the end of the world. But remember, this is just the beginning little opening sequence. Once we start moving and if we get into a battle and actually start using our freaking mage powers or whatever, it's going to start stuttering like crazy, probably dropping down to like 13 FPS. And 25, 26 is still a little too low for me personally. I wouldn't like that. But the main question is, who cares if it's getting somewhat better playable FPS now, most of the time, if it cannot actually get past this beginning like, movie. If every time it crashes, every time I get to the part where I can move my character, who cares? It might just be because 1080p, even with FSR's help, is just too hard to run. Not enough VRAM or something. Or this game might just be too much for this Ally to run anyway, no matter what I do. That seems like it's going to be the problem going forward, because all these damn Unreal Engine 5 games don't even look that good, and then just run like crap. Though I will admit this one looks a lot better than Remnant does, at least in these cutscenes here. Okay. We got way farther than before. I'm not going to sit here and get too excited yet. It still might crash on me. But... alright. Yeah, still like 25, 26 FPS, so this is not what I would call playable, but at least we got to the point where we can move under our own power. Oh, oh no, I just got stuck. Whew, I thought we crashed right there because I couldn't move for a second.
Come on, let's lie down. After you. How much did we get? Wait, I provided moral support. Maybe the others may have better.
But it's not crashing yet. That's at least good. We're not getting the most playable FPS yet, but I'm sure a lot of people would still be okay with this. Not me, but I'm not everybody, and that's why I do these videos. Somebody could look at this back, no, this is fine, what are you talking about?
No one's using the cargo. Come on.
There we go.
I wasn't paying attention. What was the play about?
Countess surrendered to Sandrak and then he burnt all their magna. Alive.
Well, that's not nice at all. What kind of message does that send?
It's pretty rude if you have that Sandrak as a boss.
The boss.
You missed the part where he's called the tyrant of Rashant, right?
You said you weren't paying attention.
Maybe I just wanted to see what you took away from it all. Let's cut through the market.
Sure. Let's keep an eye out for the monster.
There's talk of a bunch of airships coming into dock. Some hivers probably think they can make too much.
Anyway though, that's plenty of this. So let's go ahead and instead of turning the FSR down and all that nonsense, let's just lower it to 720p. I think our main problem with FPS is 1080p. Though I still don't think 720p will be playable. It'll probably crash, but we'll at least go try it real quick at high, and then we'll just suck it up and turn FSR on, probably turn everything to low, and just see if we can actually play the damn game, you know? Well, alright guys, we're gonna try 720p out now, natively, which is still probably gonna go terribly and just crash on me a bunch, but we're gonna try it once. We're not gonna do ultra at all. We'll just go from high all the way to... what in the hell is this thing doing now? It's like going backwards as I scroll. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell is up with that. It's definitely making this take a lot longer. Holy crap. What the hell is wrong with this thing? Anyway, we looked through all the settings. So, now let's go see if 720p and high works, which it probably won't. Probably will crash, but hey, we gotta know. So let's go find out. Alright, so here we are, 720p on high.
Maybe that's what we should have.
Getting almost about the same kind of performance we were getting with having on low with FSR on quality at 1080p.
That sounds.
Obviously it's not without its stutters and whatnot. What I really want to see is some combat though. Because that's where everybody says this big frame drops happen. So who cares if it's somewhat playable running around town, you know? Up we go.
Maybe. I don't know. Feels late for it now. Because I hate goodbyes.
Sure. I get that. What's up? You're in no hurry to get back. Thinking how much you're going to miss this garbage heap.
Please.
Would you call my home garbage heap?
I don't want to spend my life living above a bottomless pool in the ground, Jack.
You don't technically know if it's bottomless.
All signs point to yes.
Yeah, at least this is somewhat playable.
I'll watch over you.
I've got an idea.
At least while you're running around. That's why I said I want to get to some freaking battles here. Oh, what do we got going on? Alright, here we go. It ain't combat, but it's mostly just seeing if the skills make it lag like crazy.
Could have made more money clearing all these large barnacles than you did at that play.
Fair. You're all about duty right now, aren't you? Nice. You'll make a good soldier. I hear they give better uniforms to the lightless that can summon a little magic like this.
There's a rule, Jack. It's not about the uniform.
Well, maybe it's better boots.
Cheese, Jack.
Wait, what?
Soldiers get to eat real cheese. Boots are just extra.
Huh. Rasharn's got no idea what's coming.
Made corporal I can even buy land. The whole farm just full of boots.
Look, I know I keep saying I get it, but I don't. Not really. You're the first person I've met that actually wants to fight in the Everwar.
No one escapes the draft, Jack.
They do it all the time. You're not even going to try.
Besides, I don't want to fight in the Everwar. I want to fight for Lucy.
Exactly the same thing.
Just shut up and shoot.
Gotta shut up and shoot. Well, at least with this really easy. Alright, what else am I missing? Where else are the barnacles? Is there any more? I don't see any more large barnacles. Oh, is there some over here to shoot? Ah, well, that's enough of this particular one anyway, so now let's try dropping it down to low and see what kind of FPS we get. Then we'll put it back to high and have a little FSR fun. Well, now we're gonna try a little low at 720p here, just to see what kind of FPS we get. And there we go. We're back to the top. So, now let's hop back into the game while we still have a little battery left and go and test out a little low at 720p. Well, alright. We're back into the game. Why in the heck is this backwards? No wonder this is fucking with me. Hopefully I can fix that in the settings. Okay. Is there another one? There we go.
They ship you off to fight in the Everwar. Where do you think they'll end up sending you?
Who knows? Maybe I have just enough magic not to be considered
So it
lifeless.
still can't quite maintain 30 even on low at 720p without some FSR help, so alright, this is really fucking with me. I don't know why all of a sudden it changed that around on me. I did not change. Oh my, this is really annoying.
Yeah, some magic might as well be no magic as far as the night hour is concerned.
Alright, nope, can't do this anymore. What the absolute shit is going on? No. I don't know how that got turned on, but must have accidentally flipped it on.
Here, pretty sure the whole neighborhood can. You know, everything he cooks tastes vaguely like
But we stay a lot closer to 30 when we're on low. That is for sure. Well, until we get into these cutscenes. I think the cutscenes have a little bit better graphics than just running around in the game anyway. But still can't quite do it. We're still dropping all the way down to low 20s. So I feel like this game still needs FSR's help. And it still won't probably be able to stay above 30 all the time. It'll probably just be a 30-ish FPS experience.
Birthday, no one tells me anything.
But we're already down to 22% here, so we'll get a couple more, tiny bit more gameplay here. Or not even gameplay, but just watch this video for a couple more seconds here, and then we'll go ahead and try to, well, charge this thing first. Then we'll try to go and turn FSR on, which should work, and then hopefully we'll get some pretty decent FPS. And then after that, I'll try my settings out. I'll just mess around with it for a little bit and see what I can come up with.
Something I want to tell you. That you need to. Shut up.
But, in any case, I think that's plenty of gameplay here. So, why don't we go ahead, charge this thing up, and the camera's getting a little low too. So, charge these things up real quick, and then we'll come back, and we'll try a little FSR, and then we'll do my setting. Alright, so now we're going to try some FSR out. So we got the thing back on high, basically. I didn't turn everything on high. Like, I left the bottom of things kind of off. Turn like one light shafts on. Local exposure I left off. See, I left the mesh pool size and the shadow rendering stuff all pretty much minimum, since we don't have a lot of VRAM to spare on this thing. But anyway, time to let stuff charge, then we can just jump right into the game. I don't have to sit here and remember if I did the settings or not. Alright guys, let's get ourselves a little 720p with FSR on quality here.
What do you put into
We got the game on high.
What? Birthday stream. What goes in it? Yeah, that's not a thing, Fife. You want to try it? And it's the snails that really start to do. I did not.
Well, something's got more wrong.
Look, it's not like it was hard to figure out your meaning. Packing bags, you're crossing out days on the calendar, you're reading big, fat, official-looking books of... What is it this time?
The officer's manual of lights and communications.
So it seems to get a lot better FPS. Don't know if it'll stay over 30 the whole time at this, but we'll wait and see here. Get a little bit of gameplay here.
The day may come.
Probably 100... Wait. A Becky crab or crab crab?
Don't overthink it.
But Becky's are super aggressive.
It's a fight.
I don't know. If it's not about killing 100 regularly dispositioned crabs, I don't want any part of it.
Idiot.
Look, I'm seriously innocent. They just figured it out.
Yeah, I know. Just want to know what they know. Not yet.
I'm sure we'll all act surprised when he finally tell us.
I'm gonna. Just let me know when Taylor's back. I'll do it all in one big go.
Okay, I'm not going to just sit here and talk the whole time,
You bet.
because I'm going to restart the whole game when I go to play, so...
Alright, Jack. Just remember to be super supportive of whatever she tells you.
Alright. Looks like it's dinner time.
Happy birthday, Luna. I hit it big tonight. Big fast. Your present, such as it is. What's that? That's a sign. Oh shit, I mean the swirly stuff.
He makes the swirlies. awesome.
No wintertime shit. They say it's in Countess all the time. It's pretty, so. Oh.
Caleb!
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Move your hand. Let me see.
Oh yeah, he got messed up pretty good.
Got a lucky shot. I'll be. Damn it, Jack. It's not good.
Anyway though,
Did they follow
let's go and test out my settings now. We'll have to go figure out what my settings are going to be, and then we'll go check out my settings. Alright guys, so here's the settings I decided to go with. We're at 720p base. Desync can just be, well, we'll just leave that on, fuck it. I think that's what happened. I turned that off, and then ever since I turned that off, it started crashing. So I don't know why. I don't think that's even what's doing it, but in my mind, it is part of the problem, so I'm just leaving that on. It's not like we're going to get to 120 hertz anyway. We're getting on our way. So I'm just going to leave it stock field of view. We went with high texture qualities, and basically everything else is low until we get to mesh. Wow. This game is fucking garbage sometimes. Anyway, after it fucking up a bunch, we can go ahead and try to hop into the game. And hopefully it doesn't crash or do anything weird. Don't know why it would, me making the graphics go down lower than they were before, but hey, games have been weird, and maybe we just find a weird place that crashes no matter what on this. So let's go hop through. I'll get through that cutscene we left off on and go from there. Well, alright. We are in the game here with my settings now. So let's just run around, see if it crashes, see what the FPS stays like. And hopefully we can find some combat or something too, and not just shooting at some damn wall. This side. Oh, there we go. Down we go.
That's the they'll kill you kind of place, you know?
No, it's which means magic. Magic means what? I don't know. Human drugs and toxins.
No, this is smart.
They say he's open. He'll have all kinds of medicine.
It's a good play.
You're saying something you're not saying.
It's just this kind of thing comes naturally to you.
There was a little stutter there.
You didn't even know what our plan was gonna be when we hit it out, and now bam.
No, we mostly seem to be staying above 30. I saw it drop to like 29, I think, one time so far. That was another big old stutter. Almost made me fall, too. And remember, this is all on battery, too. I'm sure this game would run a lot better if you just plugged it into the wall, maxed everything in Armory Crate. And then it'd probably get a lot more FPS and whatnot. But that's just not the way I roll with these handhelds. I like not being attached to a wall.
Over there. That man. That's the way.
Okay then.
Game face, Jack.
Yup. I don't know what any of this stuff is. What color is life magic?
Life magic.
Look, I don't know.
I think it's green. Just look for green.
Hey, check it out.
Whoa, secret.
Shit. You didn't say he was a Magnus. No, you don't either.
Details.
Is that your definition of being careful, learn?
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Let's get out of here. Run. Come on. This way.
Oh no. Where you guys gonna go? She already like gone.
How's the city along? Just for us? Saren's being attacked.
Yeah, I see another 29. 28. Ooh, all the way down to 25 though there.
We have to get
Yeesh,
back together.
yikes. Well, things like that are bound to happen in games like this. This thing's still not exactly a powerhouse.
Move it, Jack. Hurry.
So yep, it can't maintain 30 all the time, unfortunately, but it still stays above 30 more often than it doesn't so far. So far, but we got times like this where we're down in the 20s.
Move it. Come on. We've got to get back. There's a chance they're not dead. They know what to do in a raid. We've made them practice.
You did. I made jokes the whole time.
We're guilty later.
But still a very playable experience as far as I'm concerned. You just can't have the graphics up too high, or otherwise it fucks up
It's just up ahead.
and crashes and stuff.
I don't know what to do. It's shock.
Don't let it in.
How are you already a soldier?
I'm just acting like I figured it out. Dad! Luna!
Come on! We can make it!
Jack! Get down!
Ooh, big boom. But in any case, I think that's plenty of camera recorded gameplay, so let's go wrap this on up. Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Immortal of the Aveum, and it did alright. I would have liked, you know, more of like a 60 FPS experience at 720, but hey, 1080p was basically unplayable no matter what. You needed FSR and then it still dropped a bunch of FPS, just like it did on 720p. But at least 720p gave you some pretty playable FPS most of the time. But as you saw during all the action scenes, man, that shit, even with my settings, was dropping down to like 24, 25. So me personally, I wouldn't want to play it like that. But if you guys seen that and are still okay with those FPS, as long as you use my settings, it doesn't seem to crash. I played for like 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, like probably like 8 minutes or so with my settings before even starting the video. Just running around, watching the same video, doing all sorts of stuff, and seemed like it was doing pretty good. But then once we got to that cutscene, well, that's when we dropped some FPS, unfortunately. But just how it is. And besides, I'm also playing on 25-watt turbo with no power source. So obviously if you plug it into the wall and max everything out in Armory Crate, this thing could get a lot more FPS, but I still don't see it going from 30, 35, 40 FPS tops all the way up to 60 all the time, just with a little bit more wattage. I'm just not seeing it. But it can probably at least hit like a solid 40 and maybe just drop down to like low 30s instead of dropping down into the low 20s. But hey, you'll have to do those tests yourself. For me, I just use it my way, and that's unplugged. But anyway, that's about it. It seems like the thing wants to like shut the screen off on me, so we'll hit that button real quick. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.